Welcome, colleagues, to another summer rerun. And in this one, we're talking about the episode Unruhe. And this is the one where Jerry Schnauz, the villain, he has a memorably scary scene where he's on stilts while doing construction work. And Scully is there, and Mulder is telling her, "Oh, I think there's something about the murderer wanting to be tall, or he is tall." And she's looking at him on the stilts and realizing, that's him. So I thought I would learn a little bit more about stilts. And if you're thinking, wow, Liz is really stretching for these topics, for these little bit of bonus content, you wouldn't be wrong. Anyway, here's some info about stilts. So Schnauz in the episode uses a type called drywall stilts that are adjustable. They have straps on the calves and ankles. They're designed to be safe and strong for people using them for things like drywall installation, painting, electrical work, stuff like that, where you don't want to have to go up and down a ladder over and over again. They aren't just used to frighten people on TV shows. There's also handheld stilts, peg stilts, spring stilts, articulated stilts. There's all sorts of them. The word stilt started to look real weird to me as I was typing these notes. There are ancient Greek ruins that show use of stilts going back to the 6th century BCE, so they've been around a long time. That's, okay, admittedly not that interesting, but I did want to show some of these world records involving stilts that are very bizarre. For example, in 1891, a French stilt walker walked from Paris to Moscow in 58 days. In 2008, Ashrita Furman ran a mile in 7 minutes and 13 seconds on spring stilts, and let me note, that is significantly faster than I've ever run a mile in shoes. In 2023, 67-year-old Doug Hunt of Brantford, Ontario, took 14 steps on stilts that were 55 feet tall. So there are people out there doing all sorts of weird stuff on stilts, and we don't even think about it. So I just thought I'd let you know. And finally, because of this X-Files episode, every single photo on the Wikipedia page about stilts really creeped me out. Enjoy the episode.
I'm Helen.
And I'm Liz.
And we're sisters,
Scientists.
and lifelong X-Files fans.
And this is We Want to Believe.
Hello, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome, colleagues.
Welcome. I have a book update. If you recall our last episode, and my apologies for not having an episode last week. I have had some sort of...
We didn't have an episode off. We're all good. We had one banked.
Oh, well, never mind.
You're welcome for us having it banked. I hope you enjoyed that, everyone.
Yes.
You're welcome, colleagues.
You better have listened to it.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, we took a week off recording because I've had some sort of virus that's making me cough a bunch and lay in bed. So if my voice is rough, that's why. But so the last episode, though, I mentioned that I was reading, what's the name of the new Elizabeth Gilbert?
Something about a river. All the way to the river?
Yes, All the Way to the River. And we had a brief tell me how that goes. And I'd like to tell everyone how it went.
Please do. Before we get into that, I have a quick correction, errata sort of thing. I told a story on a previous episode about my friend Katie's old dog getting mad at me when I walked in her house because she left it unlocked. The dog's name was Chance, not Chase. That's all.
Oh.
Just needed to correct the record. I was horrified when I realized I did that. So
Yeah.
They didn't tell me. I realized it. I contacted Katie and said, if you happen to listen to the podcast, know that I know that that's wrong. Anyway, that dog's name was Chance. I'm sure you all were wondering.
I mean, maybe a few people were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah. Great. Thank you for that correction.
You're welcome. Anyway, tell me about the book.
It was really good. It was really, really good.
Okay.
So I can't remember because me and you talked about it off air as well.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what was said that people may have heard about it.
I don't think we talked too much on air. I mean, I know we talked so she left the dude that she married in Eat, Pray, Love, or that she meets a guy in Eat, Pray, Love, she marries him later, and then she divorces him to be with her best friend who is dying of cancer.
Yes.
A woman named Rhea.
Yes. And there have been all sorts of articles, and this is, I think, what you and I talked about off air, so to speak.
Yeah.
There have been very catchy articles of like Elizabeth Gilbert almost killed her partner, and and so there's been like a lot of,
Murdered, to be clear, deliberately.
yeah,
Yeah.
murdered. And so there's been like a lot of press, and I've read all those articles and been like, oh man, I gotta read this. And so I was expecting something unhinged.
Hmm.
Um, and it was a little bit, but like it was very, very fascinating.
Mm,
And I mean, she's a great writer,
really is. Yeah.
So we talked about too how there's like poems and drawings in the book.
That sounds really cringy. Is it cringy?
Yes. So I
Okay.
just skipped them. I kind of
Oh,
like it wasn't a huge part of the book, so I just kind of skimmed and was like, uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, back to the narrative. So I just kind of skipped over those parts and read.
okay. Oh, that helps. That's good to know that it's just like skippable and
Yes,
whatever.
very, yeah. Um, but I thought it was so interesting. I mean, like, because I that's the thing. You hear these stories. Like there was a story, I can't remember where it came out of, but I saw it online about a woman who recently murdered her terminally ill husband,
Oof.
and
Did he want her to? Like, was it no?
not as far as anyone thinks.
Ooh, ooh.
Um, and then there are more details that I won't get into with that. Uh,
Yeah.
but I remember reading that and being like, trying to, you try to put yourself in that person's spot and be like, man, what was going on? And so it was fascinating to read what was going
Yeah, I
on.
mean, that does sound interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And she writes a lot about like codependence and sex and love addiction. And the one thing I'll say is that it's pretty, what would I say? It's pretty clear that she's like a big proponent of 12-step programs.
Oh, okay.
And so she credits like a lot of her healing and wellness and stuff to them. And I know that they are not always right for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be, I think, my main critique is just that a lot of it seemed like very, very much like this is the way to do things.
Got it. Yeah. As
Um,
opposed to this is a way to do things. Yeah.
right. Yeah. But man, it was interesting. I would recommend it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I should read that. I should read it after I read the book I'm reading now, which is City of Brass.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I need it's such a like underrepresented fantasy book, and so I need someone else that I can talk to about it.
Yeah. I'm like, there's a dude named Ali, and he's going with a guy whose name I can't remember to look at where his money's being spent. That's how far I am in it.
Ah,
So not
okay.
very far. But like the Jin or whatever, the main guy, Dara.
Yeah.
Um, I am also rewatching Taskmaster season 14, which has the comic Dara O'Brien, this Irish comedian on it. And so I'm picturing him looking like Dara O'Brien. And if you look up Dara O'Brien, you will see that that is absurd. But at the same time, there's something a little bit genie looking about him,
Huh.
like in a traditional genie way. So yeah, it's spelled like O'Brien, but with an extra. It's like Brain, something like that.
Is this him?
Yep.
Ah, yes. I
Like a
could,
big bald dude who looks Irish. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Not how they describe the
No,
character Dara,
no. But
but
at the same time, if you put like a gold hoop in his ear, you could picture him coming out of a lamp.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I'm excited. I'm reading City of Brass. I'm enjoying it so far. Sometimes I eat hummus while I read it to feel like it's like all going together. Like I've read a lot of like mystery novels that take place in India, and I like to eat Indian food while I read them. So
Oh yeah.
that's how I got hooked on making a lot of lemon rice and dal lately, is I was reading this book where they were eating that a lot, and I was like, well, I want to eat it while I read it.
I could eat lemon rice and dal morning, noon, night. I mean, like,
I
oh,
have been.
that's awesome.
And it's as good as you'd imagine. I'm out at the moment, but yeah, that was like the big excitement post surgery is when I was able to make more. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
had I had Adam like set me up so I'd be like ready to make more lemon rice last Wednesday while he was at work, and I was telling our mom that like it felt like an enrichment activity you give a dog when you're not home. And while Helen is coughing, um, I just wanted to mention also one thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, just my laughter started me coughing.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, the one thing I wanted to say about Eat, Pray, Love, because we were talking about how we both enjoyed reading it. The one thing that in retrospect makes me mad about it that I feel like is not said enough is that she goes off her antidepressants cold turkey in that book. And that makes me mad because that is often dangerous and you shouldn't do that. And
Yep.
that bothers me.
Well, and it's interesting to read her reflect on those years and be like,
Ooh.
yeah, like I was not well there. So, it's interesting to get like the behind the scenes a bit.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into today's episode, I have one more announcement, and that is perhaps welcome Brazilian colleagues. Um, Something weird happened last week, Helen, and I've been waiting to tell you until we were recording. It has to be some sort of fluke, but all of a sudden, we got a ton of new downloads, mostly from Brazil.
Now, you know, Elizabeth Gilbert's ex-husband is Brazilian. Is that perhaps related?
Like, well, no, because it was before the last episode aired, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there goes that otherwise spotless explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. Well,
Yeah, like a ton.
if you're listening to us from Brazil, please let us know.
How
Uh,
did you find us? Why are you listening to us from Brazil?
yeah.
We need to know everything.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
want to believe pod at gmail.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please. Or DM us on Instagram. We want to believe pod.
Are we like some sort of big joke in Brazil?
I think it's funny that that's what you assumed. I thought a minor Brazilian celebrity may have mentioned us.
Oh,
A bigger Brazilian celebrity mentioned something that kind of sounded like our podcast, but wasn't. And there was a decent number of people confused enough to download ours.
sure. Hey, either way, I'll
I'll
take
take
it.
it. Yes.
Yeah. But if you're
Yeah.
like actually here to listen, man, tell
That's
us.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I mean, my friend Diego from grad school, do you remember him?
Yeah.
He was delightful. He was from Brazil, and you can remember that because he had a story about at the stadium. He went to a football game once, at our university, and got kicked out because he snuck in a flask and got super drunk and took off his shirt and was screaming, "I am from fucking Brazil!" And
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
he's delightful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And Brazil's done, lots of good work lately with their former presidents and stuff. So, who break laws.
oh yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, welcome new
Yeah,
Brazilian fans.
yeah. Cool. There was another thing. Did you cover it already? I'm just now remembering that you sent me an email of stuff to remember to say.
Dog name, Brazil, and Liz Gilbert were all I had written down, but I do think
Oh,
there was
dog
another
name. I
dog
think.
name.
Did you?
That was just my mistake of change.
Oh, I see. Okay, great, great, cool. So Unruhe?
Unruhe. It is a scary episode. I mean, I'm like watching it in the daylight in my living room and going, "Oh no," out loud. Like
Ooh, I love
it's
those.
yeah, I mean like it's a well-regarded episode for a reason.
Yeah,
It's scary. It is scary. It ends in sort of a cliched Scully and Jeopardy sort of moment, but like nevertheless, it's well done and it's super creepy. Not like Home. Nothing's like Home.
yeah, yeah,
It's scary like a thriller. It's not scary like a disgusting horror movie.
yeah. Awesome.
Um, so it starts at a photo place, a pharmacy slash photo lab, which I love seeing. There's a lot of 90s stuff happening in this episode. Like this plot could not exist today.
Wow. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this one so many times. It's so good. Okay.
I've seen it so many times, but I forgot about a lot of the beats. Like I mostly
Yeah.
remembered the stilt scene, and that was it.
I remember like I think I'll probably remember as you're saying it because when you said photo lab, I was like, ah, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But I couldn't
Um,
say what happens next. So
yeah. So these two people are like parked out front and they like seem kind of like nervous and it seems like they're up to something shady. And so he's like, just go in and do it. And she's like, okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes. And he's like, 5 minutes. And Billy, her partner, is kind of a jerk. So you're not gonna mind when he gets killed in a couple minutes. And so she goes in, this woman, Mary Louise something, L. Lafante, not Parker.
okay.
She goes in and gets her passport photo taken, and it's like a nice old guy working there who says big smile. And I thought,
Nope.
nope, nope, that's not how you do passport photos.
Did you maybe in the 90s?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, I think I'm smiling in my passport photo from the 90s, but I'm not a big smile, and I don't think I was supposed to. I'm smiling in my existing passport photo because they didn't stop me in the
Showing
in.
teeth?
No, I don't think I'm showing teeth.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. You're allowed to smile. You're just not allowed to smile with an open mouth, I'm pretty sure.
And why is that?
I don't know. My guess is that like the photos scannings,
Hmm.
no, that wouldn't,
I feel like that predates it. Like,
I don't know.
yeah, I because I feel like, oh, once, you can really trick someone about your identity if you show your teeth.
Yeah, if you have inside knowledge of that, please let us know.
Yes, let us know. Um, so she's getting that done, and it costs 6.95, and I thought, I don't think it's that much more now to get a passport photo taken. I think it's maybe $10.
Yeah,
So
nice.
one thing where there's not huge inflation. Dude in a raincoat comes in with his face covered, and then she realizes she left her money in the car. She goes back out to the car. She is followed by the raincoat man, and like the nice old man is like waiting for her photo to develop out of the camera, and she goes out there, and the guy in the raincoat kind of bumps into her as he walks past her, and she's like, "Hey, jerk," and then all of a sudden clutches her shoulder and realizes she's been injected with something.
Oh,
And yeah, this episode has something for both our phobias.
oh
Uh,
no.
yeah. And wait till you find out why it has something for a phobia of yours. Um, we'll just get there. Anyway, she's injected with something. She stumbles back to the car. Her boyfriend is dead. She passes out. She is abducted by the guy in the raincoat.
Ah, okay.
And so then Mulder and Scully come in. It's 3 days later, and there's been no ransom. There's no evidence. Her boyfriend was killed by having something like a long needle or awl driven through his ear into his brain.
Whoa.
Yeah. We were just talking about lobotomies.
Yeah, yeah.
And here we have,
We were talking about sphenoidal sinus surgery, which is not the same as
it's
lobotomy.
not the same, but it made me think of them.
Got it. Yes.
Sticking a thing into your head and doing things to your brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, not that sticking a thing through your ear and killing you is a lobotomy. The lobotomy comes later.
Ah,
Um, so yeah, so Mulder and Scully talk to the pharmacist, and like this is the reason it's an X-file, is that the pharmacist looks at the photo that was supposed to be the passport photo, but it's not a passport photo. It's that woman screaming with a bunch of like spooky faces stretched out around her.
oh God. That
Yeah.
poor man who works there.
I really liked him and he wasn't killed, and I was pleased. I
Oh,
was just
good.
like, he just seemed like very grandfatherly, and I just, I wanted the best for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he didn't die like most side characters.
Yeah.
Um, so Scully is trying to justify it by like, well, the film's out of date, so maybe chemically it could change, and as if there's like a chemical composition change that could maybe make your face turn into
Screaming.
screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Ah, yes, the scream chemical. That,
Yeah, and I mean, like even Scully really couldn't cling to that for
yeah.
that long. And and then they're taken to the house of the kidnapped victim because they're like, oh, we might not have needed to call you here. She might be deliberately gone. It turns out that she was doing mail fraud, and they meet a
Oh,
guy named Inspector Pruitt, and he works with Auspice, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, which is in that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine
yeah.
with Ed Helms. Is that
Yeah.
his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I was delighted, and there is almost no reason for this guy to be in this episode, except the guy who plays the abductor, um, the raincoat man, if you will.
Yeah.
The actor's name is something. Oh, the actor's name is Taylor Vince, the guy who plays the killer, or not the killer, but the abductor. But
Well, he
his
killed the boyfriend guy.
What'd you say?
He killed the boyfriend.
Yeah, of course he is a killer. Yeah, duh. Um, uh, but his actual name is Pruitt Taylor Vince, but he goes
Oh,
by Taylor Vince. So I was like, did they just decide, hey, let's put in a character to give them your not used first name? Or is it a coincidence? I
hmm.
don't know.
Yeah.
I was excited to see the U.S. Postal Inspection Service represented in a TV show again. I don't know.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's the best. Oh my God, I have a great story. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
Oh, please.
So my friend Melanie has a 1.5-year-old named Henry, and Melanie also watches a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And in it, if anyone's familiar, Jake, the main character, will sometimes go, cool, 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 right? When he's
Cool.
like,
Yeah. Nervous about something or like
yeah.
ending to be chill. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Melanie has started like doing that kind of on accident just because she's been watching a lot of it. And Henry now has sometimes been going, cool, 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 cool.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's got a little toddler Jake Peralta.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah. Okay. That's all. Continue.
So yeah, Mary Louise LaFonte had been working for the post office and basically stealing people's credit cards as they came through in the mail.
Oh man.
Seems straightforward enough, I guess. And so they think she maybe faked her disappearance. But then Mulder looks at the Polaroids on her fridge and has an idea and is like, hmm. And he starts looking for cameras and looking for photos. And he goes and he stands by her window and he starts taking photos with with her Polaroid camera. And while they're waiting for them to develop, he mentions to Scully this guy named Ted Sirios, who in the 1950s and 60s was a bellhop who created what he called photographs, where he would project his thoughts onto photographs. And we're going to talk more about him in a little bit.
Great.
Real. And I want to add some things.
Awesome.
Yeah, so basically, Mulder then lets these Polaroid photos develop, and they show her screaming there. And so she's like, the abductor, or Mulder's like, the abductor must have been here. He must have been like watching her through her window, and we're basically seeing inside a killer's mind. We're seeing like his fantasies of abducting her.
I have a question.
It's-
So Mulder took the Polaroids right then?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Just
I
making sure I'm
think
understanding.
he already put the images on the film with his mind.
Okay.
He
All
being the
right.
killer. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
That's fine.
yeah, yeah. Um, and then we see Mary Louise LaFonte in a nightgown just kind of stumbling around the street. And so they like take her in to get examined. And Scully is like, no, you need to do a PET scan. Even with the drugs in her system, something else is wrong. And that's when we find out that she had a lobotomy.
Oh God, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, that's what this guy does. He lobotomizes.
Oh, that is so creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, is there anything I mean, like, sure, probably, but like, it's so creepy.
Oh man. Ooh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah. So, yeah, what they called an ice pick lobotomy. Yep. And they were like, so we're looking for a doctor. And Scully was like, no, a professional did not do this, which is extra creepy, um, I guess. And then while she's laying there, she starts repeating Unruhe, Unruhe. Um, and then a cop comes in and is like, there's been another abduction. And so then we see this other woman, she's been abducted, and there's a dude speaking German to her. It's the guy who was in the raincoat. And I was surprised to find that I had subtitles on, so I was able to read it, but it was still in German, and I was able to understand it. And that was
Really?
neat. I didn't know I knew any German, or like, I guess I know a little bit from being
Being
there and then similarities to Dutch, but it was still exciting.
yeah.
Yeah,
What was it?
it was hab keine Angst. That means don't be afraid, have no fear.
Oh,
And then Ik werde dir helfen, which I knew I had the tense wrong, but it means I'm going to help you.
oh,
And
okay.
then I'm not sure about how to say this word. In Dutch, it means fresh, so I know it's not a cognate. Vers deine Unruhe bou vergessen, something like that. And I was like, vergessen. I'm guessing that that means like vergeet, which is Dutch, which means forgot. And so,
Oh,
as in my favorite Dutch phrase of all times, which is vergeet. Hold on, let me get it right for everyone. Vergeet uw straat niet out to check in. Please remember to check out.
ah,
Trams say. Um, Anyway, so it's basically he's saying you're going to forget your troubles.
oh,
Yeah. And so unruhe is like your troubles, your unrest, you're gonna forget this unrest, this unpleasantness or whatever, the things that trouble you.
oh, creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it was super creepy. I'm like she's captive somewhere dark. We can't really see where.
Speaking
And
of just,
yeah.
I don't know, I'm sorry. I've been, like I said, I've had a cold, so I've been watching a lot of TV.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I watch a lot of TV when I'm healthy, so.
yeah. Um, it just makes me think of I was just watching a Parks and Rec episode where Chris Pratt's character is having to decide what country to be for the UN, and someone suggests something, and he's like, "No, those were the bad guys and Mighty Ducks," and then someone else says something, and no, those were the bad guys and maybe Mighty Ducks too, and then he goes, "I'll be Germany. They've never been the bad guys in any."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah. This guy is not German, though.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So he's just speaking German.
Huh. Just
Yeah.
creepier? I don't know.
Yes. I mean, so I'll give you my theories as we
Okay.
go, but it is not super clear why he's speaking German, except to be creepy. Um, so yeah, they go to the crime scene. There was this accountant stabbed in the ear, same method, and it was his secretary that was abducted. And Scully says that Unruhe, it means unrest. She took German in college.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, who knew? And Mulder is just like, I gotta find film. And he's just like looking around the office for any sort of camera. Scully notices outside that there is construction. And she's like, wait, I recognize that logo. They were also outside the apartment of Mary Louise LaFontaine. So
Ooh,
Scully
okay.
is doing good detective work. And that will pay off. I mean, yes and no. It pays off, but then it's bad for her. But yeah, that's the connection they need. Mulder takes the photo to DC to get analyzed, which again, it's wild how this is like, it's so different than
Yeah.
nowadays that like he takes this photo with him to a special lab in DC where they can do things like flip the image
Oh my,
and stretch it and rotate it.
oh my God.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yes, that is wild.
We
Yeah.
took a flight to be able to do something we could do in Canva on our phones.
Not even like just to flip and stretch. I could do that in like the
Yeah.
free app on
Oh
my,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
my God. Oh, that's so wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Um, and so what they do that like classic TV thing of like zoom in, and it's like getting more and more detailed. And it's like some old dude's face. I think it looks kind of old-timey. I don't know. It's somebody's face. And then we see Scully talking to the owner of the construction company, and he's like, all of my guys check out. They don't have, they all alibis, whatever, like any of the employees. And she's like, well, do you hire day laborers? And he's like, well, I don't, but the foreman could have, and I wouldn't have known it. And so she gets the foreman's name, and she's going to talk to him. And then, Mulder, we see Mulder back in DC, and he's like, those two lines, there's these two kind of long stripes along the top. Can you put them down on the bottom? Okay, so, flip. And then, oh, it's a shadow, he realizes, because there's kind of a person. Oh, he's looming over her. He wants to pass judgment on her like a god. It's again like sometimes Mulder's like psychology just seems hilarious to me.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Ironically, he's supposed to have a degree in psychology, right?
I know like that's supposed to be his thing is like profiling.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. So
Yeah.
Scully is doing actual detective work and Mulder is obsessed with pictures from what
Yes.
I'm gathering? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
But it does lead to like the creepiest scene
Ooh.
where Scully goes to talk to the foreman. He's in this like old house, I don't know, repairing it or something. And she's like calling out for him and she's like, "Oh, Mr. So like, hi, I need to talk to you to get the names of any, if you've used any day laborers." And this dude comes out on stilts, like, because he's like doing some sort of work where he needs to be able to reach up high, I guess. And his name is Jerry Schnauz, which sounds German. Um, and then Mulder calls while she's talking to him, and the guy's still on the stilts, and Mulder's like, "Scully, the kidnapper, there's something about his legs. Like he's very tall, or he wants to be tall. Something about his legs."
Oh,
It's so creepy. I love it so
oh
much.
man. Yeah, that's
And
great.
and and then Scully just says Unruhe, and the guy's like, "What?" And then she pulls his gun on her gun on him and is like, "Don't move."
Oh man.
He runs on his stilts, and it's crazy. I guess they mostly use stunt people, and then there's
Huh.
one scene where they like edited out a harness. So,
Oh,
because yeah, he's quite agile. He can really move on those things. Um, and
wow.
so she is patting him down and then pricks her finger on something in his pocket, and that's one of the times when I went, "Oh no!" while I was watching it. Um, I thought she was going to pass out right then, but I guess that would be really difficult if you have to like inject someone with something. You don't just have a syringe like loaded in your pocket ready to go. And it wasn't a syringe, it was his ice pick.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
creepy.
he's being in Derek. He's taken into custody. Mulder and Scully are like, "Where's Alice Brandt?" That's the secretary who was abducted. And he's like, "Oh, I have no idea what's going on." And they're like, "Well, we looked at your record, and in 1980, you beat your dad with the handle of an axe and put him in a wheelchair for life."
Oh boy.
Yeah. And I guess he was in the hospital then. He's a paranoid schizophrenic, so he was in the hospital for 6 years. Once again, I do not love mental health rep on this show
Yeah.
because most paranoid schizophrenics don't lobotomize people.
Yes. Correct.
But it is, I think, it's creepy in this context, but I don't like it as a concept. Like I don't honestly know that we needed that in the episode. Um,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he's creepy without us saying, "Here's his diagnosis." It and then
Yeah. Well, and because it doesn't even totally, I don't know. There's a Venn diagram for people that are murderers and people that are paranoid schizophrenics, but like the overlap is not, it just adds to that like stigma against people that have it. And I think what I'm trying to say is that it also like I'm bothered because it doesn't even make sense for like what are
yeah,
we trying to show? You know,
yeah,
like what is it doesn't even fit with like the profile necessarily. Like it seems
yeah.
like extraneous even.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like they kind of, well, as we'll hear when we talk more to him and he says some deeply creepy things, it's like sort of trying, but it doesn't really work. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, it's a good performance by the guy. He's creepy as hell. But they talk about how, okay, so he beat his dad. That same year, his sister killed herself. And so we eventually find out, like, it becomes clear, like, he probably like attacked his dad for something his dad did to his sister.
Okay.
Awful. Um, and then at that point, as they're like talking about his background, Jerry kind of looks at Scully and is like, "You look troubled." And so he's getting all fixated on her or whatever. And then Mulder brings out that photo that he has that he's like had cleaned up and zoomed in, and there's that old man, and it's Jerry's dad.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
that is creepy.
Yeah. Um, and so yeah, he says Alice Brandt is safe from the Howlers. She's all right now. The Howlers. So like this came out in 96 and Harry Potter came out in 99, 97, something like that. And so, in there, when they talk about like the letters from parents called howlers, I've
Oh,
always found those so creepy as a concept because I think, no, howlers are the scary things that this guy talks about.
oh, see, and I just automatically was like, ah, yes, howler monkeys. Yeah,
Oh, howler
like
monkeys.
yes, the howlers, the monkeys, and pictured little howler monkeys. Um,
Oh,
so interesting. Yeah, no, I immediately
if I
thought,
saw a monkey in the wild, I would lose my mind.
you haven't
No, you have?
in Mexico.
No kidding.
You haven't? You've been to Mexico a bunch.
No, I've never seen a monkey.
Oh, they're so nice.
I have such a like thing from you and whatever of like knowing that like there's so many animals that people call monkeys that are not monkeys. I feel nervous even using the word monkey because I'm scared I'm going to accidentally refer to an ape as a monkey.
You're not gonna see if it has a tail, it's a monkey.
And like I know this,
Yeah.
but somehow some part of my brain is like careful, careful. Don't call an ape a monkey, you know.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I don't think you would, is the thing.
No, I don't think I would. I know better.
Yeah,
But it's like some part of me is forgets that like no monkeys are real animals. It's not that nothing is a monkey.
right. Yes.
That it's that chimps aren't, which is seems like the main thing.
Yes. Yeah. 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 If there's a tail, it's a monkey.
Yeah. I mean, not
Yeah. I mean, not like, or it could be a poodle or,
yeah, I know. I was gonna say like Gatsby's a monkey.
oh,
Um,
he is. Um, yeah, no, there, it was delightful. It was. It was very
oh,
nice. Yeah. But yeah, howler monkeys. That's what I associate that term with. So
yeah, that's nice.
yeah.
I just associate it with this dude's brain.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Yeah. So they find Alice Brandt. She's been lobotomized. And Mulder, as they walk away, Mulder's still like theorizing and saying like, so that photo isn't like a killer's fantasy. It's actually like his nightmare because he thinks he's protecting these women. And Scully is basically like, it's over. I don't want to think about his thoughts. I don't want to be in his mind, which I feel like fair enough. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, and then we see that Jerry Schnauz is getting photographed for his mugshot, and the photo comes out, and it's a photo of the cop taking the photo getting shot, which is
Oh,
wild.
oh my God.
Like, I know it's fake, but like, can you imagine? Like, you take a photo of someone and then, oh, process it. No, it's a photo of your own death. Um,
Jeez.
yeah. So he then, while the cop is like going like, what? He is able to steal the gun and shoot the cop and escape. And he goes and he robs the drugstore where the kindly old man works, where I was like, oh no, they're gonna kill the old man, but they didn't. And so Mulder goes to use the photo booth because he has stolen all of the film in the not Mulder, the man, Jerry, has stolen all of the film canisters and whatever that are for sale in the pharmacy.
Huh.
I don't know why,
Okay.
but the photo booth is still there. So Mulder uses it, and uh, Scully is like, we should go because I bet there's like a lot of other apartments that are near where that construction site was, and I bet there's other women there. We need to get somebody there. And Mulder's like, well, I just want to wait for this photo to develop. So you go get the car, which like,
My God.
yeah,
I would kill him.
yeah,
Oh my God.
except you might be lobotomized, so you wouldn't be able to. Yeah.
Jeez,
I,
Mulder.
I really feel like this episode did not play up enough just how insane Mulder is acting, and like Scully seems way too patient. Like, yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm sorry. Would the photo booth, did he like smile and take a picture? Like,
No,
okay,
he
okay.
just that would have been awesome. No, he just like put money in and
Oh,
like loaded.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Just curious.
Yeah, yeah, fair. So of course, Jerry is not at these other apartments. He is waiting to kidnap Scully. So he injects her with something in the ankle. He's like hiding under her car, like 'cause
Ugh.
he's driving an SUV, like a giant Ford Explorer. I noticed how big it was, and now I'm like, oh, they made it a big car so that he could fit underneath it.
Uh, well,
And
and that. is also such a 90s. Like, do you remember all the like, oh, be careful because a gang member might be under your car? And, it's like such a 90s sort of fear.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was like, oh, there we go. Person hiding under the car to get you. Yeah. I just feel like gang members probably have crimes to do.
Yeah. They probably have
Like
better things
profitable
to
type
do.
crimes, more
Right.
so than like
Yeah. Big
like,
fun you crimes.
they're not spending like, 90% of their time terrifying suburbanites, like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's probably not like that doesn't bring in very much money, you
Yeah.
know? Um, so so Mulder realizes what's happening, runs outside as the SUV is driving away. He chases it after on foot, which does not go well, of course. And then he's just like despondent and he is looking at the photo that came out of the photo booth and it's Scully screaming and there's like kind of six what kind of looks like fingers or claws kind of wrapping around her and they find out the SUV was abandoned and then an Audi was stolen from the same lot and Mulder's like, oh, he's going to change cars, and and so then they have his wallet because he had been in custody. And so he's got his dad's obit because his dad had apparently just died recently. He was like in a wheelchair and Jerry was taking care of him for years and he just passed away. And so he's got his obit in there and they see that he was a dentist. And earlier on, they had mentioned how like the woman that they found, her name is Mary Louise LaFonte, and every single time I've said her name, I have had to focus so hard to not say Mary Kay Letourneau. Like,
Oh.
I really like am just trying to say
Yeah.
it apparently, and that's not her name, and that would be weird.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
3 words, starts with Mary. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, last name ending in L, kind
Yeah.
of long. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. They talked about like the drugs that had been found in her system. It was like morphine, scopolamine, something else. And they were like, oh, it's like twilight sleep. And so Mulder's like, his dad was a dentist. Hmm. And they go to this like moldy, terrible, broken down old dentist's office that I guess is what happens to a dentist's office when the dentist dies. You just let it go to ruin.
Yeah.
And there's like a creepy old timey ad for twilight sleep. Which I really, so then I was like, I guess maybe this dentist office has been abandoned since 1980, actually, since his dad was put in the wheelchair. And I just can't imagine that that's how property works, that they're just like, let's just leave this old dentist's office here. Let's just
Yeah.
leave it.
I have only heard the term twilight sleep associated with people giving birth in like the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s and 60s. So like, I don't know. I would not have thought dentist offices would be using that anyway. But what do I know about dentistry?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they wouldn't have been using it, or I didn't say that right. It especially seems weird because 1980 is a long time later than like 40s, 50s, and
Yeah.
60s. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the ad for it kind of looks 50s-ish, like ooh, Twilight Sleep, I don't know, and it's spelled like Lite. The main thing to note though, unfortunately, is that the dentist chair is gone.
Oh,
And if that horrifies you, Helen,
it does.
that is on purpose.
Ah,
The reason they decided to make him a dentist and use a dentist chair is because they were like, people are afraid of dentists. Let's do that.
I mean, that
Yeah.
solid reasoning right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, so is this the fear of mine that we're getting to?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, just
Oh.
dentistry in general. That's all. Yeah.
I'm wondering when the spiders were going to come in.
Um, I didn't think about that.
That is super creepy though, because presumably he is using it to help lobotomize.
Yeah. And I imagine that your fear of dentists is not that they're going to secretly lobotomize you.
No, it is not. No.
So maybe you can be like, at least I'm not getting a lobotomy?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah. So Scully speaks German at him. She's been abducted, but she says, Ich habe keine Unruhe. I don't have unrest. I have no unrest. And then she starts being like, why'd you do this? Do I remind you of your sister? What happened to your sister? And like starts trying to talk to him. And he's like, and she's like, what did your dad do to your sister? And he's like, my dad didn't do anything. It was the howlers in his mind. Howlers make you do and say things you don't mean. And she is like, yelling at him, and and he's like, those are your howlers that are saying that, and they're upset because they know I'm going to kill them.
Oh God.
It's so creepy. Yeah, it's super creepy. And then he starts taking pictures of her, and he seems very upset by what he's seeing on the phone on the film, but we don't see what it is. And then we go back to Mulder, who is still looking at this photo of Scully from the photo booth and going, why are there six fingers on this hand that's wrapping around her? And he's like obsessed with like, why are there six fingers? And I did not remember. I'm like, I know that he was on stilts. I don't think he has six fingers. And even if he did, I don't see how that would lead to anything. It's not fingers, it's stretched out. It's actually, he looks at the photo from his dad's obit, and it's like there's a photo of the funeral service, like or like the burial, and there's five graves, and then in the middle is like him being buried. I don't know how obits work, but I'm pretty sure that's not the sort of photo you include.
Yeah, that seems weird.
They
Huh.
don't usually put a picture like of the person.
Yeah, not of the grave.
It's not like a news article like, what's new in our community? Well, this guy was buried. Here's the news on the burial. Like,
Weird.
it's about
Huh.
their life. Yeah.
And also, what does that have to? So I'm fascinated by where this is even going.
Well, there's five graves, and then his dad died, so that makes six graves. So it's not fingers, it's graves. And it means that he's got her in a what do you call those things? RV, parked by the cemetery.
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
okay.
I don't know why his brain would be like, I'm gonna pull up exactly those six graves and picture them wrapped around Scully. Because I thought like, is there gonna be like a tomb underneath them? Because maybe then.
Right. Yes, that was the only place, or like, are they in the grave? Are they, yeah.
No,
Okay. No.
no, they're just
Okay.
parked nearby.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so they go to the graveyard, and he is like about to lobotomize Scully. And he shows her these pictures, which we still haven't seen yet. And he's like, what do they mean? What does this mean? And she's like, it means you need help. And he's like, no, it means my time's running out. And he like grabs the ice pick, and then there's a creaking sound. And then it's Mulder, and he's trying to get in, and he can't. And then the guy is like going for Scully, and Mulder gets like a big metal pole that's hanging around and picks it up and smashes the windows and gets in and shoots him just before he lobotomizes Scully.
Wow.
So Scully walks out, and I kind of felt like in the last shot of her there, it almost made it look like we weren't supposed to be 100% sure if she'd been lobotomized or not,
Huh.
because she doesn't say anything. He's like, Scully, are you okay? Mulder is, and she's just kind of like silent, and she looks kind of confused. And then she gets up and she just like walks out of the camper van and like squints in the sun. And I felt like that would be a reasonable reaction to the trauma of what just happened. But it seems like they're trying to make it a little ambiguous so that we're wondering, did he lobotomize the main character of this show? Um, but then we see Scully is writing an addendum to their report, which we don't usually see Scully writing those up, I feel like.
We did in the last one I skimmed over.
Oh, Taliko?
Yeah, Taliko. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Maybe she said, I want to write more of these
Yeah.
Mulder, these reports. I don't know. But she's basically is like, there's no explanation for the photos. We did see what was on the photo that he saw, which was he saw his own death. Um,
Okay.
um, so she says like they found his diary. It contains the victims' names. Um, and she says like now she sees the value of having insight in like to pursue monsters, we must understand them. But in doing so, we must understand their minds, but in doing so, we risk letting them venture into ours. And that didn't really click for me.
Yeah, that seems like a creepy thing to say without a whole lot of value.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I was like, dude, if Mulder hadn't happened to show up like seconds later, you would have been lobotomized and it would not have helped to have had a conversation with him about the howlers or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I thought it's referring to like Mulder having that insight into him and then being able to save her.
okay, I guess, but I feel like his insight was Graves.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty coincidental at best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Also, I was really like, that is a spacious RV because it looks like they're in like a basement and it's pitch.
Oh,
And I'm like, that's an RV? Like, I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
I don't remember that part of this at all. Like it turns out I remember very little of it as well.
Just like the stilt scene, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, so Mulder referenced Ted Sirios and his photographs. So I
Yeah.
want to talk a little bit about him. Because if you look him up on Wikipedia, he has occupation, like they list people's occupation, bellhop, comma, psychic. And I love that. But I don't think he was a very good guy, it turns out. He had this psychiatrist named Eisenbud who like tested him and seems like he believed in him, but then also sometimes seems like he didn't. And so Sirius would do this thing where he'd hold like a little cylinder in front of the camera and say, that's the gizmo that focuses my power. And then he'd make something appear on the image.
And what was the temporality of this?
50s.
Okay.
And so they like tested him, and he was like apparently quoted as saying, "These cats are going to see that I was telling the truth," which I just love hearing the slang. But no, they did not see that, and there were no photos that appeared. Um, and so yeah, I really can't figure out this Eisenbud character's role. And I say character, I mean it's a real person, because he's quoted as saying that like some of the photos that are like a little ambiguous and blurry but show something are the surface of Ganymede
Oh, huh.
moon, and said, but no astronomers will confirm that for me. That's awesome. But then later it seems like maybe he knew he was a fraud, or at the very least he describes him as a sociopath. So
Sure.
that's not good. Um,
Astronomers will confirm for me.
what
Did
did
you
you say?
try? Did you look?
I couldn't find pictures of the pictures.
Oh, darn.
I guess even if I could, well, certainly astronomers in the 60s would not have been able to know very detailed what the surface of Ganymede is going to look like. Um,
So maybe he was right.
so you could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Except that then some people who are like, like the category of magician that's really into debunking fake stuff.
No. Is
Yeah,
that a
like
thing?
that's a category of magician. Like, because they're like, I can do this. Oh, look, it's magic. No, except it's not. It's a show. Like those guys.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I
Penn
know
and
those
Teller?
guys. Yes.
Well, okay, thank God, because I
Yeah.
always mix them up with Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, very different.
Yes, very different.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Penn and Teller. Like I
Okay.
can do magic, but also I'm gonna call out frauds with my
Okay.
skills as a magician. And so some other one of those types of magicians, which I feel like is one of the more tolerable types of magicians,
Absolutely.
as opposed to the like, pickup artist type or something.
Yeah.
Uh, he figured out how he was doing it with like this little cylinder was holding like another cylinder where they would put like something like a little tiny fragment of a piece of film that then would like somehow get picked up and like refracted. I couldn't figure it out and I couldn't find a diagram to fully picture what was happening. But then later at some point Sirius got caught hiding a marble inside this little cylinder. So like clearly he was a fraud and he knew it. It wasn't like he was convincing himself of something. It was deliberate attempts to trick people.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so that's Ted Sirius,
Huh.
bellhop and
Interesting.
psychic. Yeah, he's described as an unemployed bellhop when he was examined by the psychiatrist, and
That's
it's weird. The
hilarious to me.
bellhop is like a vocation almost. Like you
Yeah.
still have this like identity as a bellhop.
Yes. Like, yeah, no, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Like you die and on your grave it's like bellhop that and that
Yeah.
tells you what he lived for or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
huh. Wow. Well, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, and also, so Chris Carter apparently signed some deal to make a movie based on that guy Eisenbud's book, but then never made it, I guess.
Oh, weird. Oh,
Yeah.
I somewhere in there I missed that he wrote a book
I
about.
don't think I said that he wrote a book, but he did. But yeah, so like Chris Carter was inspired by this partially for this episode, but then also was going to make a film based on this dude's book about Ted
Huh.
Sears. So
Did Chris Carter make more films besides the X-Files ones?
I don't know.
Huh.
So I thought he did TV. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That seems like new information to me.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like,
agree.
huh.
Yeah,
Are you looking quick?
I am looking.
Okay.
It doesn't look, well, I don't know. What is this? Bonnie and Clyde versus Dracula.
What?
That sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
Doesn't have very good reviews. I also don't know that it's Chris Carter. I don't know why this came up when I Googled it.
Huh.
Uh,
It's a relatively common sounding name, too. I mean,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it is not Chris Carter, and I do not know why
huh.
it's come up for
Yeah.
me.
Well,
But
maybe it's just a sign that we should watch it.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. I like that. Um,
Great. And what is up next week for me?
The Field Where I Died.
Oh, I remember that being real boring, I think.
Is there like a past lives or something?
Maybe.
I
I don't
remember
know.
like a
Yeah.
field and like somebody
Hi
in a
there.
dress. Yeah.
In somewhat.
Somebody in a dress
Oh,
in the
huh.
field?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
I'll find out.
Yeah, you'll find out. Let me know.
Yeah. Great. Well, send us emails. Brazilian friends, if you're here, say hi, please. We're happy to have you.
Yes.
And until next time, bye.
Bye.
We Want to Believe is hosted by Helen Werner and Liz Holden. It's produced by Zach Werner. The We Want to Believe theme music was created and recorded by Zach Werner. Find us at wewanttoBelievePod.com, on Instagram at wewanttoBelievePod, or send us an email at wewanttoBelievepod@gmail.com.
What's up, baby? It's Bretsky, and I'm here to tell you that SpinQuest.com is giving out free sweeps coins. All you gotta do is purchase a $10 coin pack, and guess what? They're gonna give you the coins from a $30 coin pack. That lets you play all your favorite games like Blackjack, Wanted, Dead or Wild, and we're talking real cash prizes, baby. SpinQuest.com.
SpinQuest is a free-to-play social casino. Void where prohibited. Visit spinquest.com for more details.
The big screen, the surround sound, the feeling of community, there's nothing quite like going to the movies. At Marcus Theaters, we're committed to bringing you the best movie-going experience possible. So start planning your next movie memory now at marcustheaters.com or on our mobile app.